Hi there! Today I'm going to talk about how to make the most out of your all-hands meetings, or as they're sometimes called, town halls. An all-hands meeting is a regular company-wide gathering where all employees meet with the leadership to discuss company matters, drive alignment around mission and strategy, and give everyone a chance to ask questions. Simply put, it's something you definitely want to get right. There are some common challenges connected to an all-hands meeting, and that's where Slido shines. Let's dive right in. It's important to start on a high note because each all-hands is a special occasion. Have some fun at the beginning and welcome everyone with an icebreaker poll, such as, in one word, how would you describe your last week? You will involve your audience straight from the get-go and send out a clear message. This is not going to be yet another boring meeting. Let's say that later on you need to present a new strategy or announce a new change in OKRs or everyday operations. But how will you know that everyone understood or that they're on board? Collecting feedback at scale can be a challenge. Ask people for their thoughts right away using a quick poll so that you can find out how they feel, uncover any unclarities, and save some precious time for the discussion. Sharing business updates and numbers is critical, but people often tune out. So how about you turn them into an engaging quiz? Instead of passively taking in information, you will compel your employees to actively think about the answer and retain more from the meeting. Now, let's talk about Q&A. Addressing people's questions is a key part of an all-hands meeting because it helps create an open dialogue between leadership and the employees. However, you don't just want to hear from the loudest voices in the room. You want to hear from everyone. It's quite impractical to use the chat because of the sheer volume of incoming questions. Plus, employees who are not able to join the meeting because they're in a different time zone are at a disadvantage. Slido helps you create more inclusive Q&A sessions. You can collect questions in advance so that people from all time zones can contribute with their questions and the exec team has time to prepare their answers. You can allow people to ask anonymously, which promotes transparency and gets you more honest questions. People can also vote for questions others posted, so the most relevant ones rise to the top. You can also turn on moderation, which allows you to review questions as they're coming in. Sometimes you get way more questions than your executives are able to answer during a limited Q&A slot. Good news is that Slido archives all questions so that you can export them and follow up on unanswered questions after the meeting. It shows that you truly care about people's concerns. By the way, here's a tip that was a deal breaker for our own all-hands meetings. Appointing a moderator or a facilitator. A good moderator greets everyone, breaks the ice at the start, keeps the eye on time and speakers' handovers, and facilitates the Q&A session. They essentially keep the meeting agenda together, making everyone feel comfortable and preventing awkward silences. Want to keep improving your all-hands meetings to make sure they're as useful and pleasant as they can get? When the meeting comes to an end, run a short feedback survey right away so that you capture the freshest insights, just like you rate your ride as soon as you get out of the car. You don't have to share the results publicly, just use them to internally evaluate what went well and what could be improved. Those were just a few ways how Slido can help take your all-hands meeting to the next level. Now, let's look at the practical side of things, the tech setup, and some facilitation tips. First, create a Slido event and set up your event name, date, and event code in the settings. Set the privacy of your event and customize the branding. You can also share access to Slido with your colleagues. We really recommend that you appoint and train a Slido administrator who will manage questions and polls on the back end. Also, share access to Slido with the facilitator who will moderate the Q&A live and communicate the questions to the executives. In the Q&A tab, you can turn on moderation to be able to review questions as they're coming in. Go through the content of your meeting and set up your polls right here in the Polls tab. You can launch a poll by clicking the green play button. Here's where you can get the permanent link to your event. Attach it in the calendar invitation and allow people to ask questions in advance to give executives time to prepare their answers. Once you're all set, make sure to run a test session with your colleagues. And now we're ready for the all-hands meeting to begin. Introduce Slido at the beginning and take 2 to 3 minutes to run an icebreaker poll to bring people into Slido. Ask the participants to go to slido.com and enter the event code. Once they have it open and at hand, they'll answer all of your upcoming polls much faster. Display the poll, results, and Q&A in Slido Present mode. People are twice as likely to engage with Slido if Present mode is displayed and when the speaker is commenting on the results. If you have a slide deck prepared, there's a way to seamlessly integrate Slido into it. Just use our PowerPoint or Google Slides integration or Slido Switcher for any other presentation software. Remind attendees to submit and upvote questions throughout the event. Approve the questions as they come in, and once it's time for the Q&A, highlight the question that is being discussed and mark it as answered to remove it from the screen. After the all hands is over, you can find all the questions and poll results right here in the Analytics tab. Export the questions so that your executives can address the unanswered ones in writing. Analyze the feedback survey and pay special attention to the comments so that your next all-hands meeting can be even better. You can find detailed tutorials in the Academy tab in your Slido account or our help center, community.slido.com. If you'd like to go even deeper into how to make the most out of your all-hands with Slido, check out our Slido for All-Hands PDF manual right here. We're excited to see how you'll transform your next all-hands meeting with Slido. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, subscribe, and over to you.